So, sorry about the whole no videos thing. My schedule has been completely thrown out of whack and all of that. I got a new camera, as you can probably tell. Not sure how the sound is going to be on this, but this is kind of an experiment as well. Today, though, we're talking about this. This is the Captain Slug HYPR, which is essentially a replacement to the WSPR, or the Whisper, which was essentially an attempt to make a Jolt caliber. I went for the HYPR because it's got superior ergonomics in that you don't have to pull down, and also the catch is more reliable. Here the trigger is a single piece which catches on the hammer. It works kind of like a single shot double strike in a way with a giant plunger tube. And the spring that actually holds the trigger in is a rubber band. Here you've got the option to actually change the FPS easily on the fly. If you have all four of them on, it shoots about 100 FPS. And if you bring two down, then you got a lighter prime stroke, but you also shoot about 60 FPS. Now the fact that you can easily change your FPS is a big advantage if you play multiple FPS games, such as if I want to use this in stock in the VFPA, I can just pull two bands down and shoot and do all the ridiculous things that I would do with my Falcon Fire. But also I can use this in Pro Stock because I can just put a couple of bands back on and then I can pick people off from longer range. And this thing doesn't have an air restrictor in it, so you can shove two half darts in it and shoot it just perfectly fine. Now that's all good, and shooting 100 FPS is obviously pretty decent, but it's nothing mind-blowing. But what if I told you this is 35 United States dollars shipped? Yeah, this thing is inexpensive in the realm of it actually being somewhere around a quad rod or a strong arm stock, and this can shoot 100 FPS. I don't know what to say. It's one of the best things that you can get, something that's cheap that does way better than a lot of stuff that's available. I mean, it's not gonna be a giant Night Finder levels of ridiculous, or a modified Busby Panther or something like that you could probably find for like $5 at a thrift store and then modify. But for something that's brand new, 3D printed, custom made, $35 US dollars, and it shoots 100 FPS. That's quite insane. I guess we should probably stop yammering and start shooting. Okay, we're back at the bathroom door about 25 feet away from Ivan. Right now we're shooting half-length darts, and we're shooting with the full 4 bands. We're shooting from a low position as well. Yeah, you see Ivan shake there for a moment? This thing's got some pop to it. And I'm not even really aiming this thing, I'm kind of just pointing it. Right, let's have the spring load and see what we can do with full-length darts. The way I would probably be using this in stock rounds is I'd probably have half of the strings on the grip, especially because I can prime it one-handed easily that way. And I would also probably be using it with full-length darts because that's what you're going to encounter in stock most of the time. Okay, so you gotta aim up a little bit. And it's pretty tight barrel fit too, it's a twist fit, so it's not as fast as just shoving a half dart in there. Picking up what you're putting down, HYPR. That's a little high. Oh, there we go. A tag is a tag is a tag. And I'm not really aiming it so much as I'm kind of pointing it. Hey, you got him. Not bad. Overall, what's my take on the Captain Slug HYPR? It's definitely a solid blaster for the money. And the fact that you can quickly change FPS levels, especially in a situation like the VFBA where being able to rapidly change your FPS, pretty valuable. One thing that I kind of would complain about though is with the full 4 bands, for me, I can't really one-hand prime this thing. Not easily anyway. But, I mean, it's not as big of an issue as I'm making it sound because I can just do this instead. Kind of another problem I had was when I was assembling this, all of my pins, they weren't too tight, which was a problem that might be in the manual. They were all too loose. And especially between this connecting rod here, between the plunger and the hammer hammer itself. The problem was that it was so loose that it would probably fall out, so I had to use glue. And also I kind of improved these, and also the print between the actual front end and the barrel, that was too loose, so I had to glue that in place. So maybe a little bit more quality control on that area would be really good. But overall, I'm impressed with it, especially for the price. Right. Again, sorry about no videos and all that, but hopefully this scratches your itch. Have a good night. Or whenever it is.